I said spank. No, he said spank. He was like,
all right. All right. Assalamu alaikum, guys. We're back with week 6 now?
This is week 6 of the
Week 6.
podcast. Unfortunately, no one prayed enough because Yassine's back. But we're back with my teammates, Anwar and Waqas. How are you guys doing?
Represent. We're doing good. Yeah. Happy. Very happy after today's outcome.
It's hard not to be happy about today. All right, so we'll start the podcast with the standings. Yassine, do you want? Oh, all right, just close the standings.
Yeah.
Do you want to go over the standings with everyone?
Yeah, we'll start at the bottom with my beloved team. We dropped to 2-4 this week after a tough loss to Monem's team. And then there's a 4-way tie for second place between the youth team, Osman's team, Nazareth, and Farhad's team. And then sitting atop the leaderboard at 4-2 is Monem's team, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Sheikh Jarrah.
Damn, you guys are in last. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, does that say lost?
Yeah.
Four?
What's your
that's our
losing
streak.
It's the max number that Muslim basketball can put there.
I guess 9.
Can they go double
9,
digits?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, even with the standings the way they are, like, it still feels like it's an open.
No,
open league.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would say, playing a bunch of seasons, this is the closest it's been after 6 games. I would say.
I mean, a 4-way tie for second place is
look at
kind
that.
of
I'm going
crazy.
3
After
and 3.
6 weeks,
6 weeks,
especially, yeah.
It's crazy.
Like you might see this after like 4, possibly.
Yeah, I think I called
5.
like week 2 on the pod. I was like, it was like this, where it's all tied, and I was like, okay, we'll really see in like week 6 or 7, like
if it's
separate.
like who's gonna pull or who's gonna
It has
drop.
to separate it all. So,
yeah. But it's good. It's nice.
Yeah.
It shows that the draft worked out even in a better way. Like,
Yeah. I got a feeling that we should run it back. The draft.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, as soon as you found out about the PPL team, we were like, we got to push for
That's
that.
it's literally unreal that I found out on the podcast how many of the guys in the league are. You guys
and,
are all in the same
and I feel
team,
like we
obviously.
cover like a 1 to 5.
Yeah,
Like it's not
you
like
do.
we're just all like point guard, shooting guards. We're like a solid 1 to 5, like between
That team would be
Andy,
nasty.
Farhad, Waqas, me.
That team would be
I'll
nasty.
say.
I think you guys would have a hard time like actually getting away with drafting that.
No, they wouldn't be able to.
We wouldn't be able to draft it. We would
I think
never
we were
fall.
saying
You have
if we're doing
Waqas
the
and
same-
Andy,
like,
who
if
are
we're-
already like 2 top 8 picks.
Yeah, like
I
there's
think
no way
we
you
were
could.
saying if it was a standard, if it was.
Oh, yeah.
It'd
You could
probably
just
only
build your
work
own
if
team.
I got the first pick and then took
Well, you get Farhad in the 8th, like the last round. Take Waqas first. One of the guys is gonna get dropped. Farhad will definitely be there. All right, let's look at the games this week on scores and schedule. I actually want to skip my game and go to the most exciting game of the day. We'll start with your game today.
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
We'll go back to it.
He doesn't
but-
want to talk about it.
No, we'll go
That's
back
fine.
to it. But
I
I
get
mean,
it.
come on, it was an OT game.
Yeah.
So
It was a
Nazareth
great game.
versus Ramallah. It's Farhad versus Anwar's team. Let's hear the insight from the guys who played today.
Fantastic win by
what
the
you
boys, as usual. That's all I have to say. Anwar, you got to watch the game. How did you feel things went?
Yeah, honestly, I was really impressed with the squad.
Yeah.
And like I never count you guys out, whether like I know we might bring up in discussion too, like this guy was missing today, this guy's missing today, but that you just got to play with who's on the court at the time, right? So even today, between like your streak, Waqas was staying hot throughout the game. Matt just crashing the like. I saw Matt today on out of third person.
14 rebounds.
Yeah, and honestly, like I feel like he had like 20.
I feel like he had 20.
But like though, he probably just had 14 good rebounds, which
Yeah.
felt like 20.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like he just comes in crashing for the board. Like he probably, what did he have? He had 11 today, right? No, he had 10.
10 and 14.
He should have been like 8 of 11 shooting because his 3 first layups were just ringing around the rim.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, like I said, I was really impressed with my team, our guys. Just real quick too, I don't want to eat up too much time, but
You're good. Take your time.
like Drew, like I got to discuss him as well.
How do you
Like this guy's probably my favorite player in the league. Well, he is.
Probably.
Vice versa.
He is, yeah, he is.
Vice versa.
But like second is I guess is maybe you guys because you're here. I don't want you to start
All right,
throwing
be
mugs
honest,
at me.
man. Be honest.
But Drew, like, and then my brother told me too, like after he hit the turnaround, go ahead bucket
Oh, yeah.
on him, like Drew like slapped his and was like,
Yeah.
that's
We'll
a good
cut
shot.
that. We'll cut that.
We'll cut that. But I'm saying that he
Yeah, it's
still
just
with
that-
the sportsmanship
Oh, yeah.
after
Yeah.
getting turned around on it's like the go ahead bucket,
in overtime.
and he's
Yeah.
still just with the sportsmanship with 26.
You know,
on
Drew's
that.
a good teammate, man. Like he's got
He's
Farhad
solid.
on his team, and he
Yeah.
still keeps a positive mentality.
Yeah, I love it.
I've even seen him smiling.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Literally, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But great game from both ends.
Yeah. How'd you feel out there, champ? It was
So-
good game from you.
So game plan going in, we were undecided between zone and man. We ended up going man, which I was happy with.
Yeah.
I ended up covering either Nadim or one of their role players for the most part because I wanted to exert my energy on
Offense,
offense. So I didn't play much defense, to be honest. Nothing different than I do every week, but I didn't play much this week. And everybody pulled their weight today.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to have a decent game. I feel like I had a good game. It could have been much better. I didn't shoot too well, but
Key buckets, though.
very key buckets.
Key buckets.
Yep. And everybody and my team carried their weight. I mean, Junaid even had 2 buckets on his 2 shots.
Look at that.
So,
Yeah, fantastic.
I know. And then Yusuf had a 7-point Kobe run or T-Mac run, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But-
7 points, 1 minute.
1 minute, yeah. It wasn't
That's
13
and 30,
Yeah,
but it was
great.
close.
I was joking with I was telling my mom about it because that's who I would tell about my good games.
It's cute.
That I hit those 7, and Anwar was like, "Okay, come sit before we get too ridiculous or I start getting too crazy." He was like, "All right, sit. You've done your work." So
I was with Anwar on the sideline during that run, and like you would score, and I'll be like, okay, now relax, like control, and then you like score again. I'm like, control, just don't go crazy, and then he does like some crazy hook shot, like he's won him or something.
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
actually
all right,
almost dropped
control,
too, so that
control.
would have been 9.
What's
Wasn't that? Didn't you have like a corner bucket that like kind of rimmed out
around that time.
around that same run, or no? Or was it? No,
I remember- okay.
It was like a blur. I
You're like, I saw 3
riding
balls
the
going
adrenaline of hitting
Well,
a shot.
the one that
from
was
three
impressive
feet.
was
Yeah.
the strip right from Drew, just took it out of his hands and then went full court and laid it
Yeah.
up. That was
I really
great.
feel like sometimes when if I get matched up on someone who's not as active on offense, I can usually catch someone
Yeah.
like sneaking over, because that's really how I caught Drew. Like it wasn't like he was super locked down.
Yeah,
he was just preoccupied with whoever was covering him, and I could just like walk over and
And just
Yeah.
take
grab it from
Yeah.
him.
No, agreed.
I have some thoughts on this game. I watched it from the sideline, mostly with Anwar.
You were on the right side, by the way.
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, it was a fun game to watch. Early in the game, you guys were killing them on the corners, like Sumer, Junaid. Like some of you guys, so those guys were like hitting like those little mid-range corner shots. They just kept falling. And then you guys had the lead at the end and just completely squandered it. Like there were some horrible offensive possessions at the end. But I mean, honestly, right? Like,
Yeah,
it,
that's
it
fair.
was, there was some ill-advised shot taking and just a couple things that were like frustrating. But I mean, you guys got another chance at it and you hit a huge shot. And then it was just defense at the end, right? But what I told Anwar, and I said it a couple times after the game, the real difference, like I knew that Wilkos was going to ball today. I knew he was going to have
Every week.
15 to 20.
Yeah.
And Drew is going to ball and get 25 or something.
Yeah.
But like Anwar said in the beginning, like the guys who really won this game for the team were like Sumer and Yusuf and Ahmad had a huge day today.
Oh yeah.
He's,
Like,
he's having a
His
great
first
season.
bucket
Yeah.
in overtime was between. He was
He was
just
Yeah, just
a
he was
straight-
like Euro
Yeah.
stepping, and
He
then
had like
just-
he had
yeah.
a Tim Hardaway like cross
Yeah,
leg.
yeah.
Like he was.
he took it like full court. I
No, he
think.
did.
Yeah,
I
he
think
was-
he-
yeah,
I don't know
But-
if it was off a
But
Right
the-
off a rebound,
That's the
I think,
difference
yeah.
between like you have guys like all the way down who are contributing 5, 8, 10, 10, 7. Like that's the difference. Like they
Yeah.
had 0
Yeah.
and 2, right? Like
Yeah, that's
that's the real difference. Like the 6, 7, 8 guys
That's
on the
true.
team.
Yeah.
Just to highlight some dudes on their team, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't overlook Drew's performance. Say Farhad had a good game. I know you seen hating on him often.
No, I didn't even hate this week. I just told him he needs to take more shots.
Yeah.
agreed.
5 for 9 is tremendous.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
take 3, 4 more shots.
Especially having 6 guys,
Yeah.
you need to take more shots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
Who are they
Yeah.
missing?
Uh,
AR.
Oh yeah,
AR.
and they still have not won a game without AR. All
And
3 games
Omer.
he's been out, they've lost.
Yeah.
Even with Drew scoring 26.
Yeah.
So they're 3-0 with AR and 0-3 without AR.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know
Wow.
that. Okay.
That's crazy.
That was good. Yeah,
He is a
gonna
floor
make
general. I mean,
I literally think they miss AR more than they miss. I know they replaced Ismail, but if you just swapped it, like they lose Ismail and keep AR,
Yeah.
like minus Debo, I think they literally might have a better chance.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AR brings like a whole dynamic.
How do you
there.
feel about the 2 games in now with Devo like subbed in
I
for
think he's
Ismail.
He's
He's good.
11,
Yeah.
11 rebounds. I mean, like, isn't that's kind of like
Yeah.
Ismail's things, being
Yeah,
the big
yeah.
guy. Devo is tall.
Yeah,
He gets up.
defense, good
I
defender.
came in, and for like the first 5 minutes, I picked up 3 fouls on him because he's
Yeah.
fast. He jumps.
Yeah.
He jumps really
Yeah.
high. He's really strong.
He's like super slithery too.
Yeah.
He like gets like in between like
Yeah,
weird places and then draws
long
like
strides.
yeah.
And I think, I think that it was a good addition to their team because Drew knows how to play with Devo.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So that was like I honestly can't think of a better pickup for them than Devo.
Yeah.
Devo fits
No,
right into
great
that
pickup.
team.
And Devo can probably guard the 1 to 5.
Oh yeah,
to be
he's one of
honest.
the best defenders in the league
Smiley wouldn't be able to do that. He's a bigger body,
for sure.
but Devo can guard the 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Sure.
He guarded me today, and he did a great job on me.
Yeah.
Like in the second half, I was limited to like maybe 2 to 4 points during a stretch, a 10, 12-minute stretch, because Devo was playing very physical and he was bouncing all around.
He reminds me sometimes on defense of like a Walmart version of IJ.
Yeah.
Like he's like super
Walmart
long.
version
Yeah.
of IJ feels a little bit disrespectful.
How?
I'll
Like,
take
you call
it.
the Walmart version of
I'll
anything.
take
It's
it.
not
NBA player? Like, what? How is
I
that an
just feel
insult?
like Walmart.
The way-
Starting it by saying Walmart feels like disrespectful.
All right, you're like the Kirkland version, aren't you?
That's much better.
That's
Sam.
better.
I love
Yeah,
Devo. I
Sam's
love Devo.
Club.
Yeah.
But like the way he like reaches around and like pokes steals
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he
he's
is,
very
yeah.
like
Gathers quick.
He had a couple
Yeah.
big threes too. Yeah. His
Yeah.
threes
Yeah.
were big.
Any last thoughts on this game?
I mean, yeah, me personally, just adding on to what he said about Drew, I don't know. I'm not sure if there are many Drew haters in our league. Maybe they're closet Drew haters, but
Al has those.
he's the undisputed #1 pick in our league. He's
Oh, yeah.
proved that
Yeah.
6 games into the season. He's proved that because he doesn't have a weakness to his game. And I mean, shooting 9 of 13. First of all, he should be taking 20 shots.
Yep.
He shot 9 of 13, which is so efficient. And he's front runner for MVP in my book, at least.
I agree, and I've played with Drew before, and like you said, that sportsmanship, it goes beyond like to other teams. It's with his teammates.
Yeah.
Like you have a rough day, you have a good day. Like either way, he's patting you on the back
Yeah.
and telling you to keep shooting. It's one of his best traits.
Yeah.
It is.
You'll
Yeah.
play your best basketball alongside Drew because
Yeah.
he'll make you feel good the whole game, which matters to a lot of guys. Like,
Yeah. And then just adding one more point for the role players. So Nadeem, he shot 1 of 9. He had
Yeah.
a pretty rough game.
Yep.
He needs to be more confident. He can't just touch the ball and wanna. You can make plays. It doesn't have to be right when you touch the ball.
Yeah, 100%.
So he needs to be a little more aggressive and just find a way to make himself comfortable. Farhad needs to take more shots. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to talk about your
Yeah, we'll talk
devastating,
about the-
depressing loss? Or?
We're gonna save the best for last.
You want-
Well, no, we can talk about mine. It's fine. I can start if you guys want.
Yeah,
sure.
No, go ahead.
How'd you feel about it?
I won't stop you.
Lost by 9. It was one of those games where the score kind of got inflated by free throws at the end. We were within 1 point at half. Game started 4v4, and then guys showed up, and we were running 5v5. I'll start with my team. Ghost had a good day. He was 10 for 21. I mean, that speaks for itself. I had a rough day, 3 for 12. Uthman has been doing the same thing all season, which is he was bad. Like, he doesn't show up on the scoreboard,
Yeah.
but dude, he battles so hard, especially with
for-
Andy and David.
Yeah.
They were beating him up,
Yeah.
and he's like jumping the whole time, trying to slap the ball, grab the ball, do whatever he can on rebounds. So, appreciate the fight. We're missing James today. We're missing Ethan, but they were missing Abdul Wadud, so basically evens out, right? Just a rough day. I mean, like I said, the score was closer than it looked. Like, I think we were within 4 at the end, and then
I agree with you.
yeah,
You guys were really in that game until like really. Like,
yeah. The last
right
minute
at the end,
it got kind of ugly, but I mean, I'll say it, like, I need to do better than 3 for 12.
You shot really good from downtown.
For the first time all season.
Yeah.
First time.
But it's like
Yeah, so
now,
your
now my
twos
shot
were-
fell, and then my
Yeah,
like,
because
I
you
was-
went 1 of 9 from two. Like
Yeah.
from
Yeah, I
Yeah.
rimmed out. I mean, like, running with 6 is tough because I was out for 40 minutes. So,
Yeah.
like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I guess I got to get my cardio up. Got to do better for my guys. But shout out to the other team. Andy just murdered us today.
Yeah.
Murdered.
Stu's
18 rebounds
dominant.
and-
now.
Insane. We started playing
He's
good defense.
dominant.
Like, we finally, like, it clicked, and we were, like, getting defensive stops.
Mhm.
And we would maybe, like, give up 3 offensive rebounds on a
Yeah.
possession just to Andy.
I mean, they have like 15 more rebounds. Than
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a team.
Yeah.
And I was like saying, man, we made a good adjustment on defense, and it doesn't even matter because Andy's just destroying
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
David had a good game. L had an L game. Like, he played really well actually.
Yeah.
I mean, 8, 4, and 6. Like the stats aren't crazy, but you know,
that is a typical L
he
game.
did his thing.
Yeah.
And
And
Monem,
wow.
I don't even know what to say.
My number one pick, Monum, showed up again, once again solidifying that he should have gone in the first round. Just saying. I know he's a captain, so he can't go first round. But if he wasn't, I would have taken Monum first round.
No, yeah, shout out Monum. He's
Yeah, he's
having
doing
a
his thing.
fantastic.
He did better
season.
this week than he did last week.
Yeah.
With less.
And no one can say that, like, everyone's been saying, like, oh, like, Abdul takes the pressure off. Whatever. Like,
That's true. He wasn't there
It's like-
today.
dude, the
Wasn't
first
there
half
today.
actually was all, like, I don't even know if he really scored much second half. First half, he was keeping them in the game. He hit, like, 3 corner threes on us,
Wow.
like, very early that kept them in the game.
And he's shooting very efficient. I just want to see what he's shooting percentage-wise
Yeah.
last season.
I think something.
He
about
should be in the
Monum's
running for
shot-
MIP, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, one of the front
100%.
Oh
runners.
yeah, he's coming off of a
Yeah,
What did he
so
have last season?
last season he shot 29%, 29% from downtown, 5.4 points. This season he's averaging 45% from 2, 41% from 3, 14
points per game.
0.2 points.
See, that's a 9
He's almost
point
triple
difference.
his PPG.
Yeah,
this season.
nuts.
That's nuts.
He's got to be in the running for it.
Yeah,
And he's going to lose his pick spot for next draft.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
bumping.
that's
He's
true.
bumping up
He's
that
going to start
MBR.
sliding up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Hey man, they had a good game.
yeah.
Um,
They shot 53% from 3.
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
a killer.
It's hard not to mention David Barber. I feel like he missed a lot of the first few weeks.
Mhm.
But he fit in right away
Yeah.
into that team. They're a rebounding team. He had 12 rebounds,
Yep.
16 points. I mean, like, listen, I actually feel like whatever they missed when Abdul Wadud is not there,
Yeah.
clearly now it's
Yeah.
been proven like someone else on that team can pick
Yeah.
up that role. Like,
Yeah,
if it's not David, it's Andy. If it's not, someone else, it's Andy and David.
Yeah.
Both of them showing
Yeah.
it.
Have they played a game with all three of them
No.
there?
No.
Okay.
But I was just going to
Hopefully
say,
it's not against us.
Yeah.
and when
That'll
you
be
look,
a rough
when
day.
you look at their
Yeah.
team, like, besides Monem, and even Monem grabs some rebounds, like, all their guys, even their guards, are, like, rebounders.
Rebounders,
Like, L is, like, a
yes.
rebounding
Oh, yeah.
point
Yeah,
guard.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
He's-
Sultan,
yeah.
all he does is, like, rebound and hustle.
Yeah, he comes in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sultan's a physical player.
He is.
I don't
He's
know
actually
who-
a pretty good, underrated defender.
Who can
Yeah.
out rebound this team?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
no
gonna be
one.
very
With
tough.
Andy, David,
Very
L,
tough.
and Abdul Wadud.
Yeah.
And Afzal
Yep.
is another guy who
Oh,
grabs
yeah,
rebounds.
that's so true.
But shout out again to Andy putting up
Yeah.
like prime Dwight Howard numbers, and
Literally.
he's like
2 blocks.
game of player of the week. Like, I mean, in my book, it's up to whoever it's up to, but player of the week in my book.
Yeah,
we don't know who makes that
He-
decision.
Hey, he's got my nod if I have any say in it.
Yeah.
Um,
I was gonna say Drew could be runner for game of the week, but I think you have to win the game to be game. I'm sorry,
Oh, yeah.
player of the
Is
week.
that,
You
is
gotta
that
win
a
the game.
contingency?
it's
Like, he
not,
was-
but like
I don't know,
it makes,
but I
okay,
feel
but I would
like,
rather
yeah.
take the guy who 18 and 21
And
or
they
whatever.
won, yeah.
Like
With the
They won the
W
game.
too,
yeah.
To be player of the week, I feel like your team needs.
Yeah,
kinda
you
needs
gotta
to
win.
lose.
Unless you're dropping 40.
yeah.
Unless you're
Yeah.
dropping 40, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Drew, that's the next goal.
Yeah, Drew, get up to 40.
Get up to
Yeah.
40. If you guys have any other thoughts on this, we can move on, or we
I
can
mean,
stay
like
on this one.
they had one less turnover than you guys, but I feel like they did more with your turnovers. Like when you guys turned the ball over, it hurt more. And I think you guys turned the ball over, like in like super not prime time. Like you guys were like turning the ball over a lot in like later in the game when you
Yeah.
really needed to not be, and you guys needed to
Yeah.
be protecting the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The end of the game got really ugly for us. That's like when
Yeah.
Elite's like the gap like just got
Yeah.
much larger.
So I was gonna add on for your team. I know you said that Abdul Wadud wasn't there, and then you guys were missing who?
James and
James
Ethan.
and Ethan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys were missing more, because with Andy and David, it kind of they can cover for Abdul Wadud's role,
Sure.
but James's role on your team, it's
Yeah.
very hard to fill that void.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's such a facilitator. Me and Dawood spoke after the game, and Dawood said that I got like 3 or 4 touches in the second half
Yeah.
to where he felt like, where he was in a position to even shoot.
Mhm.
And I said, now you kind of realize, what James brings to the table for your
Yep.
team,
Facts.
where he kind of locks into certain players like he did with him and I last
Yeah.
season, and he makes the play for them.
Penetrates and especially for shooters, he penetrates and then
Yeah,
kicks out.
100%. And he
Kicks
helps.
it
He
out.
helps with men. Like I'm trying. I mean, I had 7 rebounds. I was trying to help
Yeah.
with men, but like
Yeah.
against David and Andy, like
It's
these dudes have
tough,
100
yeah.
pounds on me. Like,
Yeah.
I can only do so much. Like, yeah, he helps a lot.
But he is
Yeah.
the glue to your team. James is the
100%.
glue
He
to
is,
your team
yeah, yeah.
because he makes everybody
Yeah.
around him better.
And James, honestly, is like another guy who has like an attitude like Drew, where
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
game,
That's so
before,
true.
after, even like he's on a boat somewhere on vacation.
Yeah.
He's like dropping messages in the group chat, guys. I think you did great today. Like we're gonna pick this up.
No,
We're
that's
gonna be all right."
awesome.
Like,
I love that.
It's so nice having a guy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, inshallah, we'll figure it out down the line.
Yeah,
Got a couple more weeks left. Hopefully, we'll be at full strength. But
All right, let's look at the last game of the week. Tiberius versus Diriasin Ayan's team versus Usman's team. It was a pretty good game. I feel like it was. I mean, it was pretty close. It was pretty close for most of the game.
I think the youth had control most of the game.
Yeah, they
And
finished.
closer to the end.
Closer,
they did.
maybe the
They
second
maintained
half.
like a 10-point.
Yeah, they
Second half.
Finished the first half 27-23. The game ended 62-54. Dude, honestly, I think if any team can rebound as well as Monim's team, it's the youth team. They also had 41 rebounds.
It's
they don't have
the lankiness.
Yeah, well, they also, you have to give respect to them in that they don't just have one guy getting all the rebounds. Like Andy has like 20 something,
Yeah.
David has like 15 or something. They have 6 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 9 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 9 rebounds. Like everyone on that team is crashing the boards.
Yeah.
You have to respect that.
Agreed.
Definitely agree.
Right? Like if there's any team that can like match Monim's team on rebounds, it's this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah. I think the key factor, honestly, in we continue.
Yeah. We had an infiltrator.
He's trying to come in.
We have a
He's
surprise guest.
he's so thirsty for the light, man.
Surprise guest.
Yep.
He'll do anything to get on TV.
The captain of Ramallah.
Captain of Ramallah.
You can continue. He's not that important.
I mean, honestly, though, another key piece to their team is Salman.
Yeah.
If Salman was not on that team,
huge game.
I feel like it's like they're either gonna like flourish or they're either gonna just be like on a week by week basis where they're just gonna be like, what's going on?
This is the type of Salman game I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
The 9 rebounds, like
10-point efficient.
Like that's how he plays.
Yeah.
And I've been playing pickup with him. He's looked, mashallah, much better weekly.
Yeah.
He struggled early, but this was a good game of him. David Flores like doing his thing.
Yeah.
11
13
points.
points.
13 points, 11 rebounds.
Another double. Oh man.
Bro, he's the king of that.
Yeah.
He's very underrated.
Sorry, we're just getting distracted. There's like a glare coming from the camera lens now. There's a package behind the camera. You can come on.
Yeah, we gotta.
The first 4-man podcast has just moved
to
to
a
a 5-man
5-man
podcast.
I literally just came by to drop this off for you
Oh man, what a kind gesture.
because you weren't here before, and when I ordered the stuff, they sent me some random. Somebody messed up the order.
I got my very own Farhad's number one hater.
Oh man.
I was just telling you, we got to get you a shirt like I survived the podcast shirt or something, right? Like one of those like shirts you get off of a roller coaster
or something.
Yeah, but I mean this podcast. I don't know, man. Maybe for one of the other ones.
What are the other ones?
How can we intrude his podcast? We need a key to his house, right?
No, we just told
you guys
to give us the call when they're on the
Yeah,
podcast.
just come in and we'll just break down the door.
So last weekend when we did our podcast, that was one of the new ideas that we had. Like, instead of having people come in and sit in person, why don't we start doing one of these like on-call things that have people call in.
Yeah.
So that's something that I think we want to start doing more, because then you have more of an audience that can come and join.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Part of it.
No, last podcast was fun and great game.
It was
by the
nice,
way.
yeah.
We didn't
No, we were just. It's funny that you would walk in here completely by coincidence, just by chance that we were at the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
We want to see you taking more shots.
That's the
dude.
consensus.
Yeah.
That's the consensus.
Yeah.
We want to see
We need to see you
more.
shoot
You
more.
had a great shoot.
You need to put yourself in a position to shoot more.
Yeah.
Dude, 5
Because-
for 9. Like that's a great day.
Yeah.
Take
Very
4 or 5
efficient.
more shots.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to get the ball to a spot where it's a better shot.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Like if I was looking to just shoot only, then I probably could take more shots. But it's just the way the game's kind of flowing and stuff. So
Yeah.
if I get more shots, I get more shots. If
Yeah.
not, then it is what it is. But
Yeah.
Can
we're
you
gonna
talk?
make some shots.
Since you're here, I mean,
Yeah.
can you talk on missing AR?
Oh,
I feel like he's such a.
You guys are 3-0 with him and 0-3 without him. And
That's-
if I'm correct, I believe that's
Yeah.
the current stat line.
It,
Out for the season. Are you
Ask sure. Ask the
Yeah.
ask the bloodline.
I didn't know if it was like, is it comp? Like, I don't know.
all right. So to answer your first question,
Just answer the first one. You have to tell us if
it's tough with when he's not there. But I think all of those games we also were missing at least one other person. First game was Drew. The other game was South Korea. This was the only game where
It's
Omer
just
was the
him.
only person out, but he was the main guy out
What are you trying to say
this
about
week.
it?
Nothing. I'm just saying it's
nothing.
Nothing.
So
Just so you know who's hating.
those games, if you look at the stats, we lost mainly because we couldn't rebound. And he's the guy that
We
does
got
that
a
for our
lot of
team.
offensive rebounds.
Right.
We
So that's the reason why that he makes such a huge difference on our team. Last game, I don't even think he took any shots.
did. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's
10
in there
rebounds.
to rebound and
That's a
defense.
classic AR stat line.
It's a
Yeah.
classic
Right.
AR stat line. Yeah.
60
0 points, 6
yeah.
rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Like that's that's how he plays.
So since you shouted me out on the podcast last week, I'm gonna have to put you on the spot. So you said on your podcast with your daughter that Wakas was gonna have 2 points in this game. Well, you're gonna hold me to 2 points, and he had 17.
So
I had at least 2.
I was trying to motivate you. I know you're down like on the with him going out. I know you feel like giving up on the season. I just wanted to get something to motivate
Honestly,
you.
I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like
But-
I've taken over. I've taken that extra step to take over.
You stepped into the boot.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, also like it was like that wasn't even a realistic number, right? We talked about this at work.
Of course.
I'm like, I just threw a weird number out there because if for some reason, if somehow it happened, I would never stop talking in the chat, right? I would never stop talking in the chat.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those things where
But
just,
you'll always find something to never talk about in the chat, like my end of regulation layup.
Cramp.
Right.
Or the cramp from last
I
season.
didn't want to bring that up, but that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
That was
It's
hard to
almost
watch.
as bad as like
Yeah.
seeing someone like slip and fall in the open court for no reason.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
the
really,
backpedaling?
though, because if you think about it, no. Think about it, right?
No, yours is way worse, man. Yours is way worse.
It's like the end of the game.
Yeah.
All you need is a layup to win the game.
Yeah.
And you have
Yeah, no, you're right,
you have
you're
two
right.
And
chances.
it's not
I
even
tipped
that
it
you
back
missed it.
too, yeah.
You got it back.
And then
I heard you say, "Give me that," or I think you said something when you took
Really?
the shot, and I saw a roll off, and I'm like, "All right."
No, I agree. I was like pulling my hair out on the sidelines watching.
Yeah.
It's like so. It's like
I was
there's a
pulling my hair
lid
out
on the
too.
rim. Like it won't
Yeah,
fall.
yeah.
The
out.
percentages
Yeah,
of that
me
not going.
Yeah. That went over their heads because they all have hair. But
Yeah, we were
I was
both pulling our hair
metaphorically
out there.
yanking out the couple strands. I have.
While we still have it here, we were all talking about how good a teammate Drew is. You want to speak on that?
Yeah.
How nice is it playing
I
with
mean,
guys
I
like
feel
this?
like we can do a whole podcast on that because I think a lot of you guys have played with him before.
Yeah.
He is one of those guys that he never talks about his own stats,
Mhm.
right? He's always, every time, like even today after the game, we were talking about like what can we do to kind of turn things around. He's always motivating other guys. He's always talking about, hey, this is what you can do better. Focus on these different things, right? He's always one of those guys that never talks down to anyone.
Yeah.
He's always praising people. He's like, I'm out there talking about like, hey, I didn't run for a rebound or whatever, and he's just like, yeah, but like, look at all the positive things that you did do,
Yeah.
right? He's one of those guys that on the court he can score, rebound, play defense, like he's an all around player. But
Yeah.
off the court, like it's just his attitude and everything else that just it's just great. It's
He
just
shot
great.
9
Yeah.
of 13 today. Like that's really efficient. That's crazy.
I have yet to. We have yet to see someone like actually stop, like straight up just stop.
Yeah.
Would like stop him, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
I,
I
don't,
don't
I
know
think
that-
pound for pound he's the best player in,
Yeah,
in
like,
the league.
Last
Yeah.
week, David gave him the work defensively. He couldn't guard David.
David
But then
Barber?
he answered
Yeah.
he
On-
answered
on
every
the
point.
offensive end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
But I agree, like no one's been able to shut Drew down and outscore him.
Yeah.
I think when you have like a lethal shooter like me on the team, it gives Drew like some space to like do what he's got to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So you're taking. That's fun playing with Drew.
It is.
I enjoyed it because of the things he said. Like he's very pat you on the back type.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
having a rough game, he's always picking you up and telling you keep going. If you're having a good game, he's motivating you and pushing you towards.
And he
victory.
always draws so much attention from the defense that's why I'm able to hit my shots because I'm getting good looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
And
That's
so,
not
like
gonna
a guy like
happen
South
when
Kershaw,
yeah.
he gets open looks. He
Yeah.
produces his own shots. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we customize those like you're doing customizations on those cups? Because
Yeah.
I want one to read I always lose to the Ahmad brothers, especially one in
To
Street
the Ahmad
Clothes.
brothers.
Yeah, these two.
Ahmad brothers.
We
Like,
won the
I'm
first
good-
game of the season
yeah,
with
we-
him in
we-
there.
we are
he
1-1.
lost the championship
Right.
last season. Yeah.
So no, but think about it,
We'll-
right?
we'll
So we were
circle
talking about
back
this in the
with
chat. So first game of the season, we were both at full strength.
No, you're forgetting that we're not.
Oh,
saying
you guys
this.
gonna play the sick card again?
I mean, I don't know how much we're bringing.
How many points did you score in that game?
Maybe
2.
16.
Yeah. So today you
Yeah,
had 17.
16.
So you're sick today too, right? Yeah, this guy was not sick. He pretended like he was sick. But yeah, I mean, you guys have been getting the better of us. But you know,
It's always
that's
fun
it.
when we
That's
play you
it.
guys.
Yeah,
though. Honestly, it's
yeah.
always
It's always
fun.
good games.
It's always good
Even the
games.
finals was a 2-point game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right?
It's always
So,
a close game. Yeah,
Yep.
and I enjoy playing with Drew and all your guys.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate you
no
stopping
problem.
by.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
You can
thanks
stick
for
around
joining.
if you
You're
want.
welcome to stick around.
How much longer you guys got?
Probably 15.
We're on the
20
last.
minutes.
Yeah, we're
Sure,
on the last
I'll
game.
listen in.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Um,
Predictions.
Yeah, so I was just mentioning that Dave Flores had another big day, double guy. That's who he is.
Unless they took 22 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that-
I mean on the topic of Wasay, I think like
16 threes.
I think some of those also he was probably like they were down a little bit,
At
so he
the
started
end.
just forcing them
Someone
up.
had to do something.
But the
Yeah.
thing is that they didn't have much offense produced, and Usman he did go 5 and 9.
He
but
finally showed up.
Usman,
Yeah.
but I think he needs to play like that on a consistent basis.
Yes,
Like he
I
needs to
agree.
put his head down,
I agree.
go up, attack, because that's going to open the game for Wasay, Saad. Like it's going to open Qureshi. It's going to
Yeah.
open up the game for everybody.
You can't talk about this game without mentioning that Saad Qureshi wasn't even there.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
Yeah.
that's a 20-point score,
Yeah,
right? On a good day.
Yeah, they played with 5 guys for 40 minutes. So
And also, I just want to say, I know that everyone hates to like blame a loss on like a referee or something,
yeah.
but I have to say that watching that game, one of the officials, I'm not gonna
Ron.
say who,
It could've
but
been
he
Ron.
looks
Ron.
but he
Oh,
but
yeah.
he looks like a rapper
Ron is
that
good.
we all know. Missed a lot of like very
Yeah.
blatant calls, and
Yeah.
okay, I don't know that would have that the ref thing would have changed
How
the
much did they
outcome
lose
of the
by?
game,
9. I think.
but I do think that
8,
like
yeah.
when it
8,
in those like in missing those calls that are like super blatant like fouls, just
Yeah.
missing them,
Yeah.
definitely like it like
Ruins the
it can
flow of it,
it, like it destroys the flow of the game.
Yeah, it
I think it
does, yeah.
demoralizes a lot of guys. Like if you're just getting hacked, like okay, like are you gonna get hurt playing basketball when you have work
Yeah.
on Monday?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
This isn't the
If
NBA.
you're
Like
AR, you are.
okay, well we're not all AR. I just feel like
Well, he
I
would be
feel like
perfect to officiate your games. You would never pick up fouls.
yeah,
You
right.
would foul out.
When do we get jacked?
Bro, you
Yusuf-
racked up-
Yusuf
racked up
had a
fouls
new
like
record.
Nagy today.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, Yusuf had
We
a new
haven't
record
talked about
today
your
of,
3.
of
Yeah.
3 fouls in the match of like 2 minutes.
Well,
It's like
yeah,
90
I-
seconds.
Everything was T-Mac today.
Everything
How many
was
fouls
team.
in 30
I want to score
seconds
7
can I
points in
get?
45 seconds. I want to pick up 3 fouls.
Listen,
in 80.
say what you want, but did I? As soon as I picked up that third foul, you saw that I was looking at you, and I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't need to be told to sit down.
Yeah.
Immediately, I was
Good
like,
job,
I
bro.
need to go. Thanks. I knew
Good
I need
job.
to. I need to sit down. We need
Yeah.
to chill out.
Do we want to talk about?
And I actually saw how disappointed you got when you got that third foul.
Yeah.
That's why I threw that pass where you got the steal, got the layup. Got
You
the
did that
goal.
for me.
Oh, you were the one that
I know,
passed
you
it.
know,
Is
you
that
got
why
it.
you lost too?
Yeah.
You're such a nice.
Such a
guy.
good guy, man.
Um,
That whole team is just good guys.
Yeah.
we-
It starts with the captain.
Do we talk about reigning MVP Ayan Khan's season?
I kind of want to see his season
Yeah,
stats real
been
quick.
4
So
for
today
13?
he was 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists,
Yeah.
5 turnovers, and he was
Yeah.
4 for 13. And I'm pretty sure he's shooting less than 10% from 3, which is officially, by the way, Farhad, worse than me.
50, he's at 15.
Oh,
15.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
it might be close. We're neck and neck.
Now you're 2 or
Can
3
you,
today.
Can you do me a
Yeah,
favor?
that bumps you
Can
up.
you pull up Gauss's 3-point shooting? Because I remember it was like 12% going into this game,
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
and I don't think he shot that great from 3 today.
Hey, I'm a even man. I'm looking at the stats. Yeah, 15%.
15%.
Yeah,
We're all hovering
today.
around that
Yeah.
legendary 15 number.
Yeah,
no,
me
but,
too.
But Ayan, actually,
Yeah.
I mean, like this is a dude who last season had like averaging like 17 points or something.
Yeah, what's your
Yeah.
take on him this season, Ian?
I mean, honestly, I think he has like a backseat mentality this season, which is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Playing with like Hakeem and Maz who can actually score.
He stepped
But
up
I
a lot.
think he
I was
needs
gonna
to
say-
be
I
a
was gonna
little more aggressive.
Yeah.
He's shooting also 9.5, like 9 times a game.
Yeah.
So that's I feel like that's
On
a little
48%.
yeah, like and he's still efficient at least
Yeah.
on his 2, and he's it's not like he's getting hacked when he's going to the paint. He's shooting 2 free throws a game.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's shooting 9 times, but shooting like 7 free throws a game where he's getting his shots, he's just getting fouled. He's just not
Yeah.
attacking,
Sure.
which is fine because he's a good facilitator. Like
Yeah.
even playing
Yeah.
pickup with him,
Yeah.
he can attack and dish. But I think he should also start looking to attack and
Yeah.
score.
I was gonna say, like, do you think that he can take more of a backseat now because like the player, like the Twins are picking up so much slack on their team? Like those two together,
Yeah.
like every single week, one of them is like.
In my opinion, no. I
think
think he
so?
should still be attacking.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he should still be looking to score.
Mhm.
Fair.
But
guys who. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna say
I was gonna say I saw this coming because even the draft, he brought Vic on to like make the picks for him, so he
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
not aggressive in the draft
Well,
either.
that's
So.
true.
Yeah. Clearly, it was all sunshine and rainbows for them.
I think a mentality that can kill you is the mentality of like regular season is one thing and playoffs is another thing. Like if you go too
Yeah.
far in that, it's true.
Yeah.
But if you go too far in that mentality, it'll kill you because you're gonna play the way you played for 9 weeks straight.
Yeah,
in playoffs.
when
So,
playoffs time comes around,
yeah.
and you're
So
not gonna
and
do
something
that.
I noticed about AN is I think AN he's 18.
Yeah.
4 more years in the league, he's gonna be killing everybody.
Yeah, that's true,
But one of his best traits is his facilitation. But he's like a 50-50 guy. Like either the play is going to be like a beautiful dish and it's going to be like a perfect easy layup or shot, or it's like he's going to hand the ball to like me and I'm going to get a wide open pass.
Yeah, that's so true.
Like, and it shows on his stats. He's 4 turnovers and 3.5 assists.
Yeah.
It's literally a beautiful assist, turnover, beautiful assist, turnover. Like I want to see him like find like the more consistent pick and roll, like easy dish or like hit a guy in the corner. Like it doesn't have to be all, like so much like all or nothing plays from him.
But I think another game that Salman basically not won them the game, but was a big part of their.
How did was Qasim there today?
Qasim wasn't there.
He wasn't there. Oh, what's Neji's field goal percentage? He was 1 for 1 today.
I think he was 2 for 2 against us.
Gotta be pretty high.
40%. Bro, he's killing this season.
I like that. Well, yeah, one of 2.5.
Yeah.
Circling back to Usman's team. Just wanted to touch on them. So Yassine shot 2 of 14. He's got to be much more efficient shooter.
Yeah.
And I think he's got to work on what I've noticed from him for the last couple of seasons is he likes to kind of fire like more of an NBA distance three, especially when the play is kind of broken. Sure. So I feel like that puts pressure on them in the sense of, you know, motivating them to get back on defensive play when you see that kind of a shot. Sure. So and we've seen him take it to the rim. He actually has a decent float game and everything like that. So when he's aggressive, he's a good he's a good player. Yeah. Wasé, I think, to be honest, I think we talked about it. Wasé made 3 threes like in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
he was like 3 of 5,
and then like a turnaround, like fadeaway, like one of those classic.
So like 4 out of his 6 field goals probably came within the first 10 minutes.
So to see that, that he shot 5 of 16 from 3-point land, and he maybe started off the game 3 for 4 from 3.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was fatigue or he was just kind of chucking shots because
I feel like I can probably excuse this, the shooting because they have 5 guys. And towards the end, like they really just like
I didn't see the end. Yeah.
Someone had to do something.
Just shoot.
And I really, from this is what I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Yassine was shooting and Wasé are shooting, and like I feel like at that point they're just like we need like something needs to happen, right? So like that's why I kind of feel like I would excuse like I guess what doesn't look like a fantastic stat.
Yeah.
Someone had to do something, and I feel like Wasé was really trying to.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what I mean?
And they got to find a way, I think, to implement Emmer Ashraf because I feel like he's a decent player. You know, he can score and he's got the body, like the size for it, the length for it. They kind of just have to implement him, see where he's comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, by the way, since you were talking about Ghost, he had a great game today, though. He was like 11 for 20.
Yeah, 10 of 21.
All the shots I saw, he missed. So
which is
you only watched half the shots. He had a great game today, and actually, he was one of the main reasons we were still in that game because there was a streak where we started going cold, and we couldn't find anything, and he was coming down and hitting shots. Yeah. So I want to see him like stay aggressive because all of us. I talked to the guys in the group chat the game. When you have guys like Dawood on your team and Ethan when he comes back, inshallah, those are guys who can hit a 3 on any given possession, and like it. Sometimes you get a mental like you see Ethan hit one, you see Dawood hit one, you see Ethan hit one, and then you get the ball and you're like, we're all shooting.
Yeah, it's all fire.
And then we all start firing, and then we look and we're like, dang, we're like, you mentioned it a couple of times. Where like if you took our numbers out of the 3-point percentage, our team would be like 50% or something, right? Yeah. So like I've been trying to tell my guys and myself like we're not the shooters. Like let those guys shoot, and like me and Ghost and James like keep attacking and dishing and like fighting for rebounds, trying to get put back, stuff like that.
I think. With 6 games into the season so far, right? You got 3 more to go in the playoffs. Yep. I think the teams that are gonna start figuring out where each person fits as part of the puzzle, though that's the team that's gonna win, right? I think the youth team is starting to figure that out. I think Ayan still needs to, like you said, play a little bit more aggressive. But like our team also, right? We're still trying to figure out like, okay, how does everyone fit in together, right? Losing those guys was a little bit rough. AR is going to be out for a bit. He still needs to play one more game to get his, eligible for the playoffs. So we'll try to figure out how to get him into that. But I mean, Monum's team is the only team, again, like I said, like they have guys that, I mean, Andy had what, 20 and 18 today?
Yeah.
Monster.
21
Him?
and 18. 20 and 18.
20 and
21
18.
and 18.
So I was
Monster,
looking at the
man.
stats. So he took 20 shots. I think he was like 10 of 20.
Yeah.
David Barber also took 20 shots.
Yeah.
And I'm looking down and I'm like, wait, Monum also scored 16 points
16,
today.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this team is deep.
So you
It's-
you
no,
agree
that-
that
that-
Monum is playing so
yeah.
well that you probably take him in the first round. You probably
Well,
agree with that statement.
Abdul Wadud wasn't there and he
Let
still
me ask
scored
you a question. You
16.
got the
So
first pick in the
And
draft.
that's
You got
2 weeks
Drew,
in a row.
Abdul, and Monum. Who you taking?
oh man, that's a
Tough pick.
tough one. That's a very tough one. I gotta think about that.
Someone call AN. I know who he would take first round.
Who's that?
Monum.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Are you
That's
kidding?
true.
Are you kidding me?
Actually,
Yeah, I was thinking Monum.
Vic would probably have to approve first.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
asking
Yeah, we
for
got to
it.
run it by Vic first. All right, let's move on to the stat leaders for the league.
Yep.
Drew's face.
Listen, I was gonna say Drew's face is not everywhere. We have a new face on the on this stat sheet. As David is at number 1 for blocks now.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Drew is in first place for points per game. My boy Wakas in second, coming for that. You know what, dude? Also, I mean, let's back up again. The big bad Barber's third game, and he's 5th place for points per game.
Yeah.
Second place for rebounds already. I mean,
Yeah, he made an impact.
Yeah,
right
Bar-
now.
he made
Barber's
it. Came in
solid,
and
Yeah.
and
I
made
still
an
can't
impact.
believe Monum got
And
it.
and 4th for assists. I didn't even see that. And number 1 in blocks, dude.
Yeah.
And number 4 in free throws,
Wait,
Yeah.
he might be in the running for MIP too. He had a horrible season last year. Let me look at his
Did he?
stats.
I
Yeah.
thought it was
dude. Last season,
Yeah, he nearly doubled his points and has 3 more rebounds a game and 3 more assists this year. Like, and his 3-point shooting is 42%.
Wow.
That's gonna happen when you have guys like Monum on your team that can give him the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's true. Yeah.
Possibly two MIPs on one team.
yeah.
That's
David and
crazy.
Monum.
You're right.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what's it called? Rebounds. We first place we have Andy. Second place David. Number 3 my boy Matt. For David Flores and obviously Drew. Assists L stands at number 1. AN second. Andy, David, and Yassine. Steals Abdul Wadud is still at the top. My boy Amr is tied with Drew. Yassine and Dawood are in 4th and 5th. Not this Yassine.
Not me.
Obviously, blocks we have David Barber number 1, Drew Moore, Rocky and
Ahmed
James,
Naeem on that list.
and Ahmed Naeem.
That's-
Man,
that's solid.
Nazareth's showing up in the stat
Yeah.
leaders.
How is he getting that many blocks?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro? Watch him play.
Yeah.
Watch him play.
Didn't he like stuff O'Mara the first week, or was
Like,
that?
like,
Oh,
yeah, that block
yes,
team
Yes,
also-
yes.
Oh, yeah,
That was a
yeah, yeah.
super
Maybe they counted that block
disrespectful
like 3
block.
times.
They probably counted that like
Yes.
4 blocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Free throws we have Drew Moore. Second place, my boy Anwar, still on there.
Yep.
Sad.
Holding on to anything right now.
That was my last one that I'm on, I think.
David
That's the last
David
one,
Barber
yeah.
creeping up the ladder, and Sad Qureshi. Double doubles, Drew Moore. 2-way tie for second place, David Flores and Matt Lobster. Abdul Wadud and Andy tied for 4th. And 3-point field goals. Dawood
Dawood.
sits comfortably at 4. Monum and Wase tied for 2nd. Ethan, even though he's, I guess, where is he now? The Bahamas still? Or?
I think
He's
he's
with
in
James
He's
now.
in James. Yeah.
I think looking
I
at
think
the,
they picked him up on the boat. Yeah.
looking at the 3-point field goals, I feel like if I had to do a 5-man prediction for the 3-point field
It would
goals,
be
this
these
would be
guys.
my
It would
5-man
probably
prediction.
Yeah.
So
That's
that one
true.
makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
That one makes sense.
Your guy Matt has really surprised me this season.
Yeah.
I played pickup with him on Thursday, and you guys were telling me like he's like a pickup
Pick up
tryhard.
king.
Dude, he was
Pick up king,
killing
not a
it.
tryhard.
Yeah, not a
Matt, maybe I said that. No, he's like quick, strong,
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Like when you set a screen on him, he's like jumping through the screen.
Yep.
I'm like,
yeah.
there's no way this guy is 39 years old. Like he's
Yeah, he
he's-
works.
and his
Yeah.
like interior game is nearly. If you don't block him, it's
Yeah,
going in.
it's-
Like,
yeah.
For sure.
So, quick take: me and Anwar, when we were choosing our team in the second round, we were choosing between Matt and
And
Andy.
Yusuf.
That was our second round
wow.
pick.
Yeah.
I honestly don't feel like we could have gone. I honestly don't feel like we could have went wrong with either.
Yeah.
one, Matt
For
or
sure.
Andy.
Yeah,
Andy's
sure.
having a fantastic season,
Andy's
but
solid,
Matt
too.
is. When I see him grab every rebound,
I mean, they're neck and neck.
They are.
it's-
Yeah. It was like a toss up, but yeah.
And you picked Gauss, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He
you
went
guys.
like 11 for 20 today.
Gauss is a great player. Just
Yeah.
needs the right mentality.
We need to have all. I don't like making excuses. We had the guys to win, and I said that last week too. We had the guys that we needed to win the game this week. But of
Yeah.
course, every team benefits from having all their guys out there. So
Yeah.
I'm just hoping, inshallah, we can we can bring Ethan back. We're gonna have.
I
to
mean,
start
honestly though,
fundraising.
with you guys had 5 or you had 6 today, right?
6, yeah.
Yeah, Gal's shooting and still being hot with 20 shots. I'll live with that.
Yeah,
Because I know
100%.
like Dawood was like, saying like possibly like you could have got more shots. I mean, he shot 15 times.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like that's still enough shots for him in
Yeah.
that sense. And if Gals is doing his thing, then he should be shooting.
Well, Dawood also like
Dawood's a good shooter.
Yeah,
but,
with James and Ethan being out, maybe affects him more than anyone because
Yeah.
all the
More
pressure
pressure
defensively is on him because
knowing
he's
that
the
he's
only
just gonna
shooter.
shoot. Yeah.
Exactly.
And without James, like when I drive, like I only really bring one guy with me. When James drives, he's like carrying 3 guys,
that's
so
so
it
true.
opens things up.
Exactly.
So it's been tough for Dawood to find like open looks, and we'll appreciate
One
having
guy I
guys
quickly
back.
wanted to touch on who's on our team in my 1 hour of fame here is Amr. Such a great role player on our team, and he just his hustle, his tenacity, what he does. If there's a loose ball on the floor and I'm not on his team, I don't go for the loose ball because I don't want to hurt myself. But he will go for the loose ball. But Amr, like shout out to you, man. You played great today. You're playing better and better, mashallah, every single week. And continue to keep it up. Especially at least for the rest of this season.
Yeah, right. Dude, once he put that mask on, he changed.
Yeah.
That mask went on and immediately he started
Rip
going
Hamilton,
crazy.
LeBron.
And for everyone who missed it, he had the first bucket in overtime before my winning bucket over Farhad and Drew.
Thoughts? What are your thoughts on that
you were
statement?
doubling me for
I was
that.
actually
You were
asking,
doubling me.
did we hear your thoughts on the game today? I don't think we did.
I think you
Just
touched on it.
overall, like what
overall,
happened
like,
today.
How you felt about the game?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you walked in.
We're getting a sneak peek.
So obviously
it
disappointed.
was the game of the week.
Disappointed we
Oh,
lost,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But we talked about this with us being shorthanded. It was going to be an interesting game, right?
Yeah.
And I think again we struggled so much in the first half. I think you guys scored 31 points each half,
You can look.
right? I think the second half counts OT, but it's like 31-31, right?
You might be right.
But
Yeah, you're right.
we were at like 20 points in the first and then 40 points because I don't think we scored much in OT anyway, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
just
that's
struggled
how
to
much
start
second.
off well.
Yeah.
And I know in the beginning there was we took a lot of bad shots,
Yeah.
right, to start that game off. Find a way to come back in. I know I was gassed today. Drew, Devo, I think those guys carried the team for the most part today. We just try to, we need to play better defensively. We gave up 62 points today.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't happy with that at all.
So on wireless Nazareth.
Right.
So we could have had much more.
Right.
Wireless.
And honestly, you guys had so many folks that stepped up and made key baskets, key rebounds, key turnovers. Like you're right. Like Matt, I'm trying to set a pick on him, and I can't. Like I feel like I have to chase him down. He gets
blows through.
I
was saying he like jumps and
Yeah.
hits you, and then you move, and then he's around you.
Much stronger than you.
Yusuf does the same thing, but he just lowers his shoulder.
I was like, you can't do that. You're too small. They're gonna call you.
No, but like Yusuf, he had that stretch where he scored 7 points on like 3 straight shots.
The team
Right?
church.
He had the last one was like that little turnaround. I think it was right outside the paint turnaround.
On the
jump
free
shot.
throw or
I probably
something,
should
yeah.
not have shot
He's
that.
like water pistol Pete.
Everybody in the gym was like, "Relax, Yusuf."
And it went and we're like, yeah, Yusuf.
That's why you don't listen to these guys. So when I
No,
tell
no,
you take
listen
your
to
shot,
us.
take your shot.
Anything that they say, I'm doing it. I respect it.
Yeah, but
you
with
too.
respect to your team, you guys played a great game. And you guys deserve that win. I actually had a chance. We had a chance to steal the ball from Amr right at the end.
Yeah.
And we had him. Me and Drew
we
had
talked
him.
about
Yeah,
that
wait,
yesterday.
can you tell us what happened?
Yeah.
That thing? We could only see so much.
Yeah,
It looked
so-
like there was some fouling. Going
No,
on.
so we trapped him, and I was trying to get a jump ball, but the ball kind of like between me. So like
you're
we're trying
on
to
the baseline after an inbound, right?
right. So
Yeah.
he's going to the corner to the sideline, and I kind of got him to that corner, and Drew came from behind, and we have him cornered, and then the ball's there. We're trying to pull the ball, and I'm like a little bit aggressive with it. I'm like, worst case scenario, we get a foul call, right?
Yeah.
The ball did slip out, but no one on our team was there to also add to the pressure. So literally, it just rolled off to one of your other guys and just picked it up.
Yeah.
But that would have been a huge turnover. I think that was the last couple of play. That was like the last few plays right before the game ended because we tried to foul you guys a couple more times, and it was just like we just couldn't get you guys to get to the free throw line because we weren't in foul trouble yet.
Yeah.
So
No, that was big because when it rolled, he bowling balled it to Matt. And then
we were like
I just saw
pass.
I was like,
That's
and
what
then I
I
just
said,
saw a
yeah.
ball rolling, and I'm like, Matt, and he
Yeah.
grabbed
But
it.
it looked like
And
there was
then,
no. You didn't think there was any fouling there?
I think it was tough because he was also down on the floor, so it's like a loose ball. Because
Yeah.
I had my hand on the ball, so like we're trying to like rip the ball out, and it's like we're all trying to go for the ball at the same
I
time.
think that was when there was still only one ref, and
Yeah.
so we were like
Maybe
watching
that
from the sideline, and we were
sideline
like, we
was-
couldn't tell if there was fouling or not. But then I was like, Ron is basically staying in the same spot as us because he's
Yeah.
watching the whole court.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think you probably could get away with a little.
I
bit
think
more,
if Mike was there, it probably would have been an offensive foul, and Umar and Drew would have got some free throws, and we would have
I
won
was
that
gonna
game.
say,
for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Just kidding.
all right, you want to let's quick make calls for next week, and then
Yeah.
let's
Sure.
kill this.
Next week, game 1, Dir Yassin versus Lod. That's Usman Shah's team versus Yassin's team. I'm going to take Yassin's team. I'm gonna. You guys have to turn it around. If I keep
Eventually,
picking
yeah.
Lod, eventually one time they'll win, and I'll be right.
Yeah.
Are we expecting everyone back?
Inshallah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
We should be all 8.
Makes my pick
Your
easy.
call for the first game.
Honestly, I like the way Usman's team played today without Saad.
Wow.
I thought Wasey, I know you guys were talking about his shooting. I
Yeah.
felt like he actually had a really good game. But again, I left at halftime before halftime. So from what I saw,
So you
like
missed
he
all his
was,
misses.
but the way he was playing,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
hitting his
much
shots,
more
aggressive,
aggressive.
rebounding, all of those things. And I feel like with Saad also back, and I can't pick Yassin. So
remember Sad performance against us though in week
Yeah.
2 or whatever.
I know. So I think he's
Yeah.
actually gonna try to
Maybe, yeah,
get
maybe
you
we'll
get
put
revenge
chip
on you
him.
guys. So I'm gonna go with Usman's team.
That's fair. I'll say that probably these are the 2 worst performing teams so far, right? Osman's team has been less than impressive. This week I think they played well. My team has been pretty bad through the last 4 weeks. And then okay, thanks. So like this is an important game to both teams, I think.
Yeah.
Like it really matters.
Very
I think both
important.
teams really need a win, like a
Yeah.
good staple win.
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna take my team, right? But yeah, it'll come down to if Saad has a good game or not and how the rest of his guys play. Because I agree, I think Wasey really took like some of the load this week
Yeah.
Yeah.
without Saad.
Yeah.
But the rest of the season it feels like he's not even played.
Yeah.
Like right, he's been like on the bench. He's
Yeah.
been floating. Also, who knows like if Jahid is back next week, how that affects the team chemistry. We're all Jahid guys here on
We're
this.
all
guy.
Jahid fans.
We're all Jahid fans.
Jahid is shooting close to what Ethan's shooting 3-point, like 40.
He's probably around. He's probably around 30, 35. We'll see
No
how
pressure,
they.
Ethan.
We'll see how they handle that because last week it got kind of out of hand. So
Yeah.
But that's my call. You guys can.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So if I did the power rankings, I would probably put Usman's team last in the power rankings. Please prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Lod because I think you guys are playing with a chip on your shoulder now. With the
Inshallah.
4 losing streak, 4-game
Yeah.
losing streak.
How
I
many
think 4 games,
Four.
4 game losing streak.
Quattro,
Yeah.
Spanish.
So I think you guys will come out with a lot of. You guys will come out and,
Inshallah, yeah.
and with a lot of with your full team there. I think you guys will win this game.
Yeah, I think both teams are playing kind of for something to prove.
Yeah.
In the sense of what Osman's team, they haven't had a full matchup yet with the full team.
Yeah.
Because even their win, like one was a forfeit,
Yep.
one was like people weren't there.
Drew
So
and
as
Ahmad.
long as they're a full team, you're
Yeah.
a full team. You guys are looking to prove that hey, this 4-game losing streak's a fluke.
Yeah.
They're looking to prove hey, we are a squad.
Yeah, we're still waiting for a
So-
staple win from them.
Yeah, still
Yeah.
looking for a
The
stable
forfeit,
win.
the Drew and AR missing game, like
Oh, and then our game against us last week.
was
We finished the game with 4 people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
didn't
finished.
have-
So it's like
why.
all these
And
games, like
it-
their games are like
Yeah.
exactly.
they haven't proved much yet, right? And you guys are playing to try to
Yeah.
prove something.
Yeah.
Sometimes 4 is
Um,
stronger than 5, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on who the fifth is.
Listen, if this Yusuf would,
Game 2, Ramallah versus Sheikh Jarrah, Monem versus Farhad.
Probably game of the week.
Yeah.
I'm
You
saying
guys-
this. I'm
depending
saying
on your
this.
attendance.
You guys have everyone besides AR
Besides
next week.
AR.
I don't know. This one's hard to call just because of the AR streak of being 0-3 without AR. But
Yeah.
I think,
and we don't know the attendance issues always on the other side. too.
they're always missing guys,
Yeah.
but
Always
they've been
missing
playing
guys.
really well with 5.
Yeah,
Last
that's
week they
true.
played great. This week they
Yeah,
played great.
yeah.
I'm gonna take Farhad's team.
Okay.
I mean, like Drew has just been absolutely balling, and I don't know that Monem's team will have an answer for that. I'm hoping that finally Farhad takes our advice and takes a couple more shots. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Nadim gets some of his shots under control, and
Yeah.
we can see some contributions from some other guys on that team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no,
I
agreed.
got Farhad's team.
I'm also gonna take Farhad's team.
Wow.
All right, because of that face, I'm taking Monam's team. No, I'm gonna take Farhad's team because I'm confident that you guys can turn it around. I'm confident that if Drew continues playing the way that he's playing, and if you take more shots, if you take more, I think if you take more shots, you've been very efficient.
Incoming 1 for 10 days from Farhad, and he's gonna tell us.
No, I listen. You know how hard it is for me to go against my number one first round pick, Monim, and I'm taking you guys with the upset.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and so obviously I'm gonna pick my team, right? But I will say last week when we played them, they only had 5, and that game came down to like 1 shot at the end, right?
Oh yeah, you did just play.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
But I will say something to what you just mentioned. You guys have been playing better with 5, so I think when you have 5 on the court, everyone's just playing. They're not worried about matchups. They're not worried about anything else. And then one of the things that they had good stats. Like Dave had good stats. Monum had put up a big game against us also, but those guys were on the court for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
right. If they have guys subbing in and out, sometimes you get off your heat, a hot streak, things like that. But I think for us, it's really going to come down to keeping David and Andy off the boards. And if we can do that, I think we can win, because I feel like we do have more scorers on the team, but we don't get enough shots because we're not rebounding anymore. So we're not getting as many opportunities to take more shots.
All right.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. This is a tough one. This is definitely the game of the week.
100%.
Maybe pending attendance.
I'll be just based off the attendance that their full team will be there, and we just know AR's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I think
assume full strength.
Yeah, I'll assume full strength. I'm going to take Farhad's team on the.
This might be.
No, so the thing is that I wanted to take Monim's team, but I think Drew and Devo, if they get in the mindset that we need to contain Andy and David on the glass, and I feel like Devo can do it, Drew can do it, definitely. They're still big bodies at the end of the day. Then I think you guys win that game, because, like you said, I think the scoring aspect of it will come. Yeah. But I got Farhad's team winning this game. But if Monim's team wins it, man, they're still, in my opinion, they're still the strongest team.
Yeah, they've played the best.
Besides ours,
the whole league, they've played the best.
Yeah, come on now.
Boss, you want to be the black sheep?
Go against the grain.
I've been 50-50 about it sitting here, but
oh my God. Cut the clip. Cut that one out.
So I've been 50-50 about it while you guys been going through it. I think the only reason why I'm gonna go with the team I'm gonna go with is because the captain is my superior at work.
That's insane.
No, I'm very 50-50. But I'm gonna go with Ramallah. I think we'll make it a clean sweep. Sheikh Jarrah, prove us wrong, but we were touching on Devo before. I think before you walked in. Huh? Pause. I said touching on Devo. But if you look at it, right, you guys subbed in Devo for Ismail. Devo, what I've seen today, I don't know how his game was last week. He had, I think, 10 points and 11 rebounds today, which is what you would expect from Ismail. Now, with Devo, you're getting the addition with defense, guarding the 1 to 5, steals, blocks, whatever, just all around hustle that Ismail wouldn't have as much as Devo. So I think your addition of Devo definitely helped your team over Ismail.
I think one of our weaknesses coming out of the draft was we did have older guys and not the fastest team, right?
Oldest.
Well, not the oldest. They're the oldest by far, I think.
But we got like
unless you add. No, Naji's on the youth team, right?
Yeah. So
average.
So average.
No, I think we're the oldest team.
Yeah. But one of the
doesn't feel that way.
It doesn't,
especially when we're winning.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
So Ismail, like, we miss him a lot because rebounding also, right? He was a big part of that.
Yeah.
But it does make our team a little bit more dynamic on defense and a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So
Clean sweep.
That's crazy.
Game 3.
Prove us right.
I feel like that has never happened before.
Yeah, Farhad, you got to prove us right.
If we come on next week and you guys took a
you guys lose by 22.
Oh my God.
Good thing I won't be back next week.
Let's move on.
Last game is Nazareth versus Tiberius.
Future champs.
Let's have you guys make your calls first, because I know what 3 of us are calling.
This is
that's a tough one, only because
keep in mind that we beat them.
So the youth team, right? The youth team is on a hot streak, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like they've kind of figured out how to get everyone involved. Because, like, if you look, like Salman, all these other guys, they're contributing, right?
Yeah.
And no Qasim today.
No, well, I mean, I think that's part of the reason why they won today. But so
Hating is unreal.
You think he flies over those speed bumps at Mal
all the
too?
time,
100%.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they put the speed bumps there.
Yeah, I think it says Cosmo on it, like slow down Cosmo. No, but see where they went. They went 0-3, I think.
Yeah.
To 3-3 now.
That was 3-game.
They're the hottest team in the league right
Yes.
now,
Yeah.
and they are the youngest team in the sense of like their starters. They're like they have more energy than anyone else on the team in the league right now, right?
Agreed.
I feel like they're gonna ride this through as far as they can. But I am going to actually pick Anwar, your team.
Represent.
Mainly because I think with Umar playing the way he has, you guys have the size to match up and actually bully them.
Okay.
If you guys play that way.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna go with you guys.
Wow.
Go ahead, Yassine.
Yeah, I'll go. I agree that this is probably one of the harder calls this week. And I agree with all the points he made. They're hot right now, pause. And they I think I'm gonna pick Tiberius because they've been good. The Malik brothers are just hooping and they don't miss threes.
Yeah.
And I still think we're like waiting on AN to have like a 20-point performance.
Yeah.
Like you know that he could drop that any week if he's really like out there trying for it. And maybe that'll be this week. So I mean I think that it's gonna be a good game. You're gonna need another 20 from Waqas, you're gonna need another 7 from Yusuf.
Yeah.
You're gonna need
everyone's gonna need to contribute.
Yeah.
Definitely for us to win.
And this team, the role players, in my opinion, the role players on Tiberius are just slightly better than the role players on Farhad's team. Like
Farhad's team.
Yeah.
Our team is
You're talking about Nazareth, right?
No, the role players on AN's team
because
are
we're playing
slightly better than
yeah.
So the matchup
You're right.
is like your role players outperformed his role players today. I think it's gonna be tougher because the role players now you're playing against Sedman and Hasib. Like these are guys who can really step up. Not that Farhad's guys can't, but they haven't yet. So I think it's gonna be a tough game. But I mean, I think you guys can always win any week. But I'm gonna take AN's.
You never count us out.
I really don't.
You can't count.
You might get 25. Yusuf might become T-Mac again. Like, you never know.
Can I say one thing about the youth team coming out of the draft? Like I felt like I went with the strongest 5 starters, and then the bench guys that I picked were like the 6th and 7th round because of our trade, right? So I feel like rightfully so. Like right now, those guys haven't performed yet. I still have faith in them. I think they'll turn around. But I think our bench is probably the weakest out of the league, right? With the youth team, I felt like they had the worst top 5 picks. Like not the strongest team, but like their bench, everything else like put that team together. Right? Which is weird.
I agree. Picked like very well balanced. I guess shout out Vic. I guess.
I guess.
I guess if we're gonna give credit
Vic behind this, or
you didn't even know
behind
like
this?
when this league started.
He's like, pick that brown guy.
Pick the other one that looks just like him.
Do they have a third brother by chance? Because if he is, they just take him.
What you got, brother?
Give me Yusuf. Come on, don't even think about it.
I really have to think about this. Tiberius. Who on that team am I worried about? No one. Nazareth, I think, is who I'm going with. What are you guys thinking?
Oh, Nazareth. Yeah, best team in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
Clean sweep on this side for Nazareth.
There's a shocker.
I think it'll be a very tough game for us to win without my brother there, without the best player in the league there. Hot take.
I don't know about that.
I'm always going to say you're the best player in the league.
Yeah, I know.
Mashallah. So I think it's going to be a very, very tough game to win, especially with how hot the youth team is playing. But again, pressure will be on our role players as long as they fill those shoes. And everybody steps up and carries their weight, we can definitely win this game.
Sure. Okay, so listen.
I want to quick before we
sorry, go ahead.
Rapid fire, like 10 seconds each. Who is your current pick for MVP?
I gotta go
Drew? Yusuf?
I have 10 seconds.
Can we do a top 3 so I'm in there?
Just pick yourself.
MVP.
Should we do like 2? You want to pick 2?
Yeah,
top 3.
Or top 3.
Top 3.
Drew and Mike.
No, Drew
and Mike.
Andy, and Mokas right now.
No, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have to agree. Drew and Wakas.
Yeah, it's Drew Wilkos and still Hakeem in my opinion.
Why are you shaking your head?
No, I thought you were gonna say Andy. So I
Oh.
stopped shaking. Right after you said Hakeem. No disrespect to Hakeem, he's a good player.
He's still playing.
But
great.
I gotta take Andy, bro.
Yeah.
Like Andy, my brother, and Drew. That's top
Is that
3.
your top 3?
That's my top 3.
In what
Can you
order?
pick yourself?
Wakas
that
at
fair?
1, Drew at 2.
Embiid picked himself for like 4 years before he finally got gifted one.
No, I said it earlier on the podcast. Drew is my undisputed MVP,
Yeah.
and he's my undisputed number 1 pick of the draft. It's not close. The
It's-
drop off
yeah.
between number 1 overall pick and number 2 overall pick is. I know Drew has big shoes to fill because he's undisputed number 1 pick.
Sure.
So he has to fill those
He's
shoes.
filling that like
But
with ease.
he's wearing size 15.
For sure.
Um,
And you know what they say about big shoes?
Usually, what we like to do before we send our guests off is ask them a question. So,
Okay.
I
haven't seen this part
no-
of the podcast.
because you don't watch that long. What's
You
going
have to go to
on?
the end.
What the
You have
hell
to
is
go
what's going on?
Yeah, he forwards to his parts and he cuts it off.
All right. So there are some notable brothers in the league, namely Wakas, Anwar, myself, and Yassine,
Yep.
and Wase and Akbar,
And the Malik,
Hakeem,
Malik
and
brothers.
and the
Yeah.
twins and their brother.
You probably are.
Pause.
There's probably there's a lot of brothers in the league. I think one similarity I find, I'm gonna compare me and Yassine as
Yeah.
brothers and you two as brothers.
Of course.
One similarity I find between us and you guys is that we're brothers.
Yeah.
One of the differences I find is that you guys actually believe in each other. What is it like having played so many seasons together and having that on-court connection?
Go ahead, you can answer, yeah.
All right.
Like how long? How long have you guys been playing together?
So I was gonna say, so growing up, between my brother and I, we always played against one another because it was just natural to be competitive. We have 2 older brothers who never got into sports. It was just us 2, and we would always play 1-on-1. Probably got into hundreds of fights. Not say probably. We got into hundreds
from
of fights.
2K to Halo to the basketball court,
Everything we
to
got
Call
into
of
fights
Duty. I
about,
mean,
yeah.
everything was fun.
And I feel like, alhamdulillah, when we hit that maturity age, mine was much earlier than his.
You're still waiting on it.
Still waiting on it. No, I feel like once we hit that maturity age, we it was more of just why is it competitive? Why not build the bond that we have as brothers and kind of feed off of each other,
Join
and
forces.
join forces. And obviously that was after I realized he was good at basketball.
Yeah, fair.
Because if he wasn't good at basketball, I'd probably go the opposite way. I'd probably end up like you two.
Yeah.
And not draft my brother.
That's crazy. I'm giving him opportunity. Now he's team back. Look what happened.
Yeah, that's true. So
No, Yassine roots for you on the sideline.
he does,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
does.
he's
He does.
loving you.
I appreciate.
There's guys
it.
I don't, not to interrupt you. There's guys I didn't pick this season specifically because I was like, these guys need to spread their wings and go elsewhere. Yusuf, David, like those
Yeah.
are my guys.
Yeah.
But
But you
I
wanted to.
passed David. He's like a
Yeah.
4th round pick.
Yeah.
He's actually like a 2nd round talent.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I was like, let these guys go play. Like that was the whole point of the draft in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let these,
So you're the reason why Monem got a stack team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys all had a chance to pick him.
So the last thing I'll say about this season is
Yeah.
that I told him about 10 to 20 times before the draft, don't take me in the 1st round. I'm not a 1st round pick.
Yeah.
I told him.
Who would have taken you, by the way?
I probably would have gotten to. Who would have taken me?
Me and Farhad. There were a couple.
Oh,
captains who were like,
he would have
in-
never circled back
But
to me. No way.
just to spite him, we were like, if he skips him, we're
Yeah.
taking him.
And-
we,
and
we
I-
hold all the chips now.
So
And I told him not to take me, but just to finish, he said that I'm not taking anybody over me.
Yeah.
With the 1st pick, he had that much faith in me.
I wonder what that's like, right? Having that like unwavering
Just
faith
that,
in
yeah.
your brother, like being like.
Second round.
Right.
Yeah.
I was there. I'm just saying, like I was there. I was on the board. I was-
I think Farhad has something to
Yeah,
say.
go ahead, Farhad.
I was just gonna say, so like before the draft, I think we thought Monem was gonna have the number 1 pick because there was
Okay.
some confusion there, like who's gonna have the
Yeah.
first pick. So I originally thought maybe I was gonna fall to like pick 2 or 3,
Yeah.
and I would have taken you, for 2 reasons, right? One, I think you deserve to be a high pick,
I
right?
appreciate it.
And 2, I want to separate you 2 on being on the same team because that is a strong team to begin with.
Yeah.
So you beat us in the finals, and I was like, well, that's what I would do, and I would have you guys have to face each other.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a season at Muslim basketball where you guys have not played
No,
together?
since Muslim basketball when we started in what 2015
14 or 15.
14 in
Yeah.
Jersey. We played every season together.
You get,
But prior to that, like he said, just backpacking off of it,
Yeah.
we always played separately, and I kind of hated it because at the end of the day, like not hated it because I guess he did make me better too by playing against me, but sometimes he would take it light when I was younger because he wouldn't want to hurt me or he wouldn't want to use his strength because I'm smaller.
Yeah.
If I'm like 10, 11, 12 years old, he's 15, 16.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, there's a big gap there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's always made me a better player regardless. And alhamdulillah, yeah.
Can I tell a quick story about us playing before Muslim basketball started here?
Yeah.
So before the season, we did a test tournament. I don't know if you guys were around or not, but we did a tournament. It was us three.
Yeah.
Who else was on our team?
I don't remember
We had
his name,
Jeff
but
and the
we
guy
accepted
from
Jeff.
another guy from work and somebody else. I forget who. But we won the championship.
Yeah, we won that tournament.
And that tournament was like a one-day tournament, and
That's
like
the
we would
only time we
destroy teams. I think the final
Yeah.
score was like 60-30 something.
That's the only time
So-
us three have played together.
Yeah.
Bro, when I met Wakas, we were like playing out here like 3 years ago. He was like, I had no idea who this dude was, but he was like this big friendly dude who pulled up in like the ugliest, biggest J's. and he would like have the strap, and he had like the strap on him, and he would be like, he just wanted to hoop. I was like, I like this guy. Like, he just wanted to hoop, like, and he just kills everyone in the mid range. I'm like, who is this guy?
If you've never seen him play basketball or been part of the league,
Yeah.
and you just come to like pick up,
Yeah.
you would think he just got out of like one of those yoga classes.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah. I was like, this guy is like kind of goofy
Yeah.
a little bit. No, but then like
I
I
appreciate
got
it.
to know him and I was like, mashallah, this guy's has one of the best characters like of
Alhamdulillah,
anyone in the
thank you.
community.
Mashallah, thank you guys. Thank you for the love.
yeah, of course. Any final
And you
thoughts?
ditched the kicks. Finally.
What happened?
You ditched the kicks finally.
Yeah, I'm upgrading. I'm trying.
Any final?
Final takes is just appreciation to you guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
which we were gonna bring up anyways.
To the other
But
commissioners.
like I'm saying, you guys with taking time out on a Saturday night to do this.
Yeah.
Farhad and Isha taking time out to do the podcast
Yep.
together.
Yeah.
It's honestly just bringing so much excitement to the league
Yep.
that like every week, and honestly with me being down, I'm like borderline depressed. Like I'm almost like about to go to my PCP and be like, yo, I can just go to one of the doctors on the team and just be like, can you prescribe me something for my depression? Like because I just like I look forward to the
Saturday morning.
games. Like
Yeah.
I still watch the podcast, and it's just there's so much like energy around this season, especially with our
Yeah.
first time doing the draft.
Yeah.
That it's amazing, and it's because of everybody, right? It's not
We have the
just
best
because of
community in the world.
few
bro.
guys. Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Everyone who leaves this community always says it's the one thing they miss from living in this area.
yeah.
Saturdays are fun because everyone's in the gym together.
Yep.
I never want to leave. I work on Saturdays. Like I work at 12 and I'm leaving the gym at like 11:52.
Yeah,
I'm like running home, jumping in the shower, and then going to work. I like
getting the
I
full
can't
effect.
get out of the gym.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's-
literally.
It's so fun watching
Yeah.
everyone play.
And the league we've taken, I think, in the past 2 seasons, because last season was, mashallah, a very successful season. I think it was very balanced. You guys did a great job. The commissioners all did a great job with balancing the teams. And of course, with this year being a draft, I feel like the leap of the last 2 seasons have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. And I hope, inshallah, it keeps going.
Inshallah. Keep going.
Obviously, we can't let anyone go without reminding them to
Oh, yeah,
continue
we
to
missed
keep
it in the beginning.
Palestine in your thoughts and prayers. I think you guys said that we're 63.
63 now. Yesterday we rallied some guys and we jumped to 64. I saw some big donations from some guys in the group, so thank you for that.
Alhamdulillah.
I made the point in the group chat, and anyone who didn't see it, there was a chutzpah here yesterday on Friday, and the imam made a great point that you never know, like the $1 that you give, the $2 you give, sometimes that buys a prescription for someone who really needs it. So the $1, the $2 goes way further there. In America, you can't even buy a sandwich for $5. So if you got an extra $5, just give it up. I'll send the link in the group chat. We'll put it in the description. Keep donating. Gets worse every day, and the plans
and honestly, just if I could take a minute just to share something that I saw on Instagram the other day about like one of the religious directors or something in one of the communities in the United States. He was in like a really bad car accident and like he ejected from the vehicle and they like rushed him to the hospital, everything. And long story short, basically he had nothing wrong with anything internally on his brain, and that's where like most of the impact was. So the doctors were like, wow, like you escaped something huge, not only death, just anything, any impact or anything to his head. And like he was like, it brought tears to my eyes because a week or two prior to that, I donated to like some sort of medical equipment that was for the people in Gaza, for like bringing back like brain damage or bringing back.
Wow.
So I'm saying don't forget these
You never know
things
how it comes
that
back.
wherever you're giving,
Yeah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will circle that
I mean,
back
yeah,
to you in
100%.
a beneficial way, whether it's
100%.
here or in the hereafter.
I'm telling
so
you,
please
after
don't
our
forget
game, Najee came over to me. He was like, "You look so sad." I love Najee, and he was. I said,
Mhm.
"Yeah, we lost." Like, of course I'm sad. And he was just hugging me and holding me. He's like, "You know how much of a blessing it is to be here with your brothers
Mhm.
playing like every day."
Yeah.
And you know, like, you don't want to hear that when you just lost.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I know, you care about the game." And I was like, "You're right. Like,
Yeah.
we're out here running around playing basketball." And
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. We,
You
we were
know.
spending our Saturdays
Yeah.
chit chatting about our basketball
Yeah.
games.
Agreed.
That's
Agreed.
that's such a big blessing.
So if we're that privileged, we got to give what we have, right? So
Yep.
let's keep the donations going. Let's reach that goal and surpass it, inshallah.
Inshallah.
All right, we'll see you guys next.
You want to
week.
bring up real quick the poll too? Just we want to set up the
Oh yeah.
banquet like actually execution from everybody, please.
Yeah.
About-
Last week was
yeah.
a wreck.
Yeah, last season.
Last
yeah.
season was a wreck.
It was like 10 people, and I think half of them
Right,
are
but
here.
we were
all
eating,
these-
we were eating
we were
crispy
the
spicy
ones that were there.
Yeah, for the
Dude, I
food.
told Anwar I can never eat crispy spicy.
No, but I'm back on it. I'm back on it.
It was like a week straight, and Yusuf was like, "Bro, you're getting your protein in." I was like,
We just had it at work.
Yeah, just had it at
Yeah,
work.
without a date.
Yeah, we want to set up a banquet. Get the get the awards out to the guys who deserve it. Recap the season. Talk about the next season. I know everyone will be excited about that. We'll have some general like outlines of next season. So, and most importantly, we want to be together. We want to increase the brotherhood. The most fun part about Saturday is being all together. So we're trying to
Definitely.
extend that
Yeah.
beyond just the basketball court. So
Absolutely.
if you haven't seen the poll, I'll pin it in the group chat, and let's try to be active outside of basketball with each other, right? Like these kinds of things are what really matters, because eventually basketball is going to end, and we're just going to have the times we share together and the brotherhoods that we've created. So
Agreed.
And these types of events, by the way, it's like like we're in the chat. Some people are active, some people aren't active. If you're not active in the chat, at least come to these events, right?
100%.
You get to see everyone. You see the brotherhood that we have, especially over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And it's like the chat where we're joking around,
Yeah.
having fun, but it's in person and everyone is respectful.
Think about the draft night. Yeah, the draft night was a blast.
Yeah.
It was so nice seeing like dudes show up in their suits and like
Yeah.
taking it seriously. I feel
Vic
like
smelling like Versace.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's what sets this league apart. So I think you don't know what you have until you don't have it. Make sure that we're appreciating the amount of effort that goes into the league, the behind the scenes stuff, these kinds of events. Take advantage of that, because not every league is doing that. So this is something to be very thankful for and appreciative of. So let's try to be
but it only works if people participate.
Agreed.
So, all that
A little bit of effort. It's honestly a little bit of effort. It's not
just
like-
show up.
Show up. And
Show
you
up
get free
and eat.
food.
Yeah, like-
Or maybe it's not free. We don't know yet.
You get to laugh, make fun of people, have
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
And we do
Right,
awards too.
Yeah.
Awards are fun.
Yeah.
Awards, yeah, that could be a blast.
Can't win an award if you don't show up. So
Yeah, that's true.
all right.
Drew, bring your grandpa.
Inshallah, we'll see you guys next week.
Inshallah.
If you're injured, inshallah, you get better soon. Stay healthy. We'll see you then.
All right, take care, everyone. Take care.